The drafts are coming, and Rictor Florentino, this is not target banning yet.
Nope. This is just standard bans thus far. That may change. The Nacroft hover certainly isn't a 100% standard ban.
It is for the maybe god there, is possibly a target there. Also, Nacroft is considered one of the better assassins at the moment. And
Minority answers by following kind of pseudo-ban with pseudo-ban. Neither of these are 100% targets. Both of them dodge the OPs. That means Elsu, Sephora, still on the board, and it will be a Sephora ban, leaving Elsu as the response, surely.
yeah, that's got to come in. They're also going to be in for a world of hurts, even if it's MTS.
I'm still a little bit surprised.
It still worked for them.
Not the LC ban, sorry. I'm not surprised by that. I'm talking about the one next to it.
Yeah, the crash. A little bit out in the ordinary. So I'm trying to scale it as, what are Minority running that they're afraid of running a crash into? And that means to me they're looking at a fortress setup, because the thing that is most ruined by Crashed is careful setups, careful compositions that can just be run over, and that's backed up when they lock in a Telenas, and the Superman throws it off a little bit, but that may just be their roam from the top lane, and it does take it away from MTS.
That's January, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a double, it's like a ban and a pick in one, like TJ mentioned, because you're picking it for January, you're taking it from MTS. As far as the target ban theory for Crush, it's not there because Triumph only picked it once.
Yeah.
The Joker and Liliana in for BMGaming, and
it'll be a teamy hover. Not locked in, but I assume it will be. This is a long time waiting. January eventually automatically locks in the Violet in the jungle.
do we want to see that,
was
alongside Superman, Telenas?
Hopefully that was intentional. I'm not against the double marksman.
Yeah, it's not a crazy draft. It does force a Kriknak to come through as a response. It may not have been intentional, though, given how late in the draft phase it was. January may have suffered from some DC. Not DC Comics, but disconnecting.
Okay, they do have 2 DC members on their team, though.
Why I felt the clarification was necessary.
Right.
The flash will come through. That's a little bit odd, to be honest, and that maybe lends credence to my theory that there was a disconnect, but then January's swapping characters around, so no, he was here.
Yeah, J5 loves the flash. We've seen that from him a couple times already. So this looks like a bit of a comfort pick from the Flash. They have the double marksman. Having the Flash just be annoying in the backline, same thing with Superman, allows for the backline to get that damage in. Kind of like your air fortress that you mentioned. Having the frontline members just be distracting rather than being stalwarts and having a lot of HP.
I worry that there isn't enough to keep their backline safe, though, because it is just the teamie that they're relying on. And should this teamie be beaten, everything else is squishy.
Right, and honestly, you have Liliana on, or excuse me, Hoon on Liliana. He is going to be so terrifying on that. I feel like it's going to get broken.
Hoon on Liliana, terrifying. They've got the Kriknak from the jungle as well. That's going to absolutely annihilate any of the squishier characters that dare linger a little bit too long. This double marksman comp is great. If it gets out ahead and starts decimating the lanes, maybe. But if they can't one-shot a Kriknak, then I'm not sure they have what it takes to launch a solid defense.
But Kriknak can't stop all of them everywhere.
You say that. You may not have seen a fed Kriknak surrounded by squishies yet.
Yesterday, we saw Basic on the Kriknak, and it was a little bit questionable, but he made it work so well by dodging all of the threats.
But if you split your marksman up on the side of Minority, he can't stop them both.
Oh,
or
yes,
maybe he will. maybe magically he will. All right, Minority, BMGaming, first game of best of 2.
AZ's hero will be playing that side lane Telenas. It will be the Violet in jungle. Nothing crazy coming through. Support teamie to roam around.
I'm looking for this early game to tell us if Minority is here to play, and it looks like Hoon's already getting the advantage there, starting to chunk down J5.
The Zenial to back up top. January will be flanking around down bottom.
We've seen TH on Xenial before with very strange builds. Last time we saw him, we went for the Aegis, which doesn't build HP, which in turn doesn't build his damage on either his shield or his Holy Brand. This is a very interesting matchup here because they gave away the Superman, And we'll see how effective the Superman can be into a silent terror like TH.
Nani will be separate up here. I'm watching this teamy roam around the jungle just to power farm the Violet, and I think that's something really interesting to follow. Because we have talked about the teamy passive Scavenge and how it amplifies gold to power farm. Actually, it was a Violet with which the strategy was premiered. I think this might be a really good use of this from Minority, because once again, their entire game plan relies around both the fact that their marksmen survive and that they get farmed. So using Nani to counter the Crickback like that is really kind of cool.
Yeah, he does have the Windstone instead of the Waterstone, so that prevents him from giving him extra gold, but he will provide the same amount. But Basic has to go back to base, so this is problematic.
That oof was directed at J5, eating a decent amount of damage as well. This Dragon will be up there just trying to reset. Maybe Gods will get it, but he'll pay for it with his life. I don't think that's worth it. Not if Nani falls as well, at least. And he'll be chased down quite brutally.
Ooh.
MTS will land the rocket. Hoon to chase.
Wow.
Does get the kill.
Oh, the mechanics out of Hoon. I can't believe he got that kill.
J5 will back up, but he's still actually in a lot of trouble. You may notice Hoon flickered forward.
Yes.
Not necessary, but it means he stays in human form and therefore has the range to get the kill. Whereas if he'd used his unpredictable to dash, he wouldn't have had the ranged abilities necessary to get the kill.
I'm not even quite sure he had level 4 there, but regardless, it was absolutely ridiculous mechanics coming out from Hoon. They're showing why he's one of the best.
Nani will now dash out and threaten Triumph, but that's 2 opening kills to BMGaming, the Abyssal over to Minority.
Right, that is a lead overall for BMGaming in that gold score, so keep a track on that.
Oh, there's Cyclone! Angelic Splendor was perfectly timed. Hoon will survive. TH, the hero.
Oh my goodness, it was TH and Triumph, the Vietnamese duo, going with the Hurricane Wall and the Angelic Splendor to keep Hoon alive, the carry.
With his survival, they stay alive a moment longer. 80's hero down in the bot lane is the power farm, I think, in response from Minority.
Exactly. They want, on both sides, they want 80's hero and MTS to continue to get farm. That rivalry that we talked about in the beginning is raging on.
J5 will press forward against Hoon with maybe Gons rotating through. This mid lane duel is dangerous.
Absolutely. There's so much damage coming from both sides here, but the damage is going to continue to ramp up.
Triumph steps into a bush. Nani is waiting, but he's got a wind cuff to deny the punish. Maybe Guns and J5 pulled together. Hoon will go in. J5 low as January sweeps through. Nani's burned down by MTS and narrowly survives the rocket that follows. Now he can't help in this fight as January is tagged down, stunned up. It's the Cyclone from J5. January will return. They've got a kill as Hoon falls and Triumph is so low. BMGaming can't hope for revenge.
Perfect timing on the Cyclone by J5, realizing that the unpredictable wasn't available for him to go into, and that allows him to pick up the kill and even up this game.
Beautifully done by Minority.
The funny thing is they all grew from mid as if they were playing in Latin America. It's crazy how much these teams want to fight right now.
Hey, why not? For Minority, it's very important because they have this double marksman comp and they must get it out ahead. And if BMGaming see either of those 2 double marksmen on the map, they want to fight them.
Yeah, exactly, especially with the bloodthirsty Hoon on their side.
Triumph will press forward to try and contest this Abyssal. It does go to maybe Gods again. This time, he won't pay for it with his life as J5 is able to escape, but the Riki shot's tracking him. There's the stun. This could actually be a narrow one for him, but he does evade the slow-moving projectile. I
want to point out a tactic that Hoon is using consistently here, and you may have recognized it. Every time J5 goes in with the dash and the Mach Punch, he actually uses Unpredictable to jump past him so that the punches are going in the opposite direction. That is amazing mechanics coming out from Hoon.
You can't change the direction of the Mach Punch after you've spent it. Basic, though, can't change the direction of his drone drop after he's spent it. And he was lingering down towards the bot lane. You can see how defensively 80's hero is playing that.
Right, but that's correct in my opinion because you do not want to die. You want to continue getting that farm so you can be a menace in the late game.
Basic starting to get consistent kills onto either of the double marksmen may seal the end of the game. J5 needs to spend the Cyclone just to stay alive. There's Basic diving in. He'll secure the kill. J5 out, but January has a response, burning down the backline. TH takes frontline. Bamalia stuns up too, and Nani needs to play this safe. He's got January and maybe Gods nearby. That'll be enough to stall out this fight at a 1-1 trade.
That was such great play from both sides. First, they catch out J5, but he immediately pops the Cyclone to salvage the situation. Does go down in the end, but the pixel perfect dash in from January to pick up the kill.
There's just one problem for Minority. They lose 80's hero down in the bottom lane in the meantime.
That is really bad because they need to continue to have him farmed up, particularly when he's going against Joker, who is his natural enemy.
J5 will zoom in. January again on Triumph. This Superman's working quite well.
Yeah, he's doing extremely well. Might be a target pan in the future.
Yeah, I just don't know if BMGaming want to do that because they respect the power. Oh, what is this, J5?
Hi.
Basic
Oh, no.
will get the kill. Saying hello. J5, that was weird. I don't know what other option he had, but it was strange. January.
Very aggressive, but he does get caught up by Basic in the end.
Oh, Nani with the stun. Hoon in trouble, and maybe Gods delivers the death blow.
Wow.
Double marksman starting to do some devastating damage. They can absolutely shred this tower on wave. Oh my lord.
Good night. Yeah, Hoon was not expecting the damage coming out from Violet that quickly. Maybe God, with such damage coming out, I believe he must have gotten crits coming out of there with that double gloves in his build.
If I'm not mistaken, a penetrating shot came from the bush with 80's arrows syncing up with his ally as well. There it is again, stunning up MTS. The damage from the Eagle Eye will secure the kill, even against TH's Angelic Splendor, and January's coming through the flank to knock Basic out of position. He's down to half HP. Triumph again relocated. That'll be J5. Diving Basic. Got the kill secured and super speeding out. A dominant fight to Minority as Triumph falls back. TH will live for now, but he's back behind tower as well, and the wave will crash. J5 wants the kills, and he's got them. A full commit in with January to join. TH trying to hold, will go down, and the tower falls as well. Minority sweep aside BMGaming in the bottom lane.
A near perfect engage there by Minority. So much chaos, and they are thriving in it, using that to their marksman advantage, and J5 getting those kills left and right.
That was beautiful, and they get an Abyssal from it. The gold lead suddenly swings back in their favor, and that looked clean.
They are playing so well right now, and remember last week when they took apart just for fun? We surmised that was just for fun's fault, but maybe Minority is just that good.
Maybe they are gods.
Maybe ex-gods.
That's a little harder to work in. Minority benefiting from this lightweight composition we doubted so much. The super speed is working out. The marksmen are doing enough damage that they're not really properly threatened. And the Superman, weirdly enough, is the major defense against Basic.
Right, and they're doing my theory to perfection, right? Is they have the distractions up front, and that allows their marksmen in the back to get the damage in.
January, though, does start losing wave. Oh, Basic again!
Wow, maybe Gods is owning him this game.
BMGaming do need to get a few more towers, though, because they're winning the kill game, they're losing the overall map control game so far at this moment, and MTS is starting to scale up. As we get towards the late game, this is going to become so much harder to hand to Minority.
Right, we've been focusing on the marksman on the side of Minority, but Joker can take you out in an instant like you just witnessed.
They're all squishy. If we get late game, there's going to be a lot of trouble for Minority, I think.
It's already late game here for MTS. Look at that build, the rank breaker for the Pierce and the Fenrir suit for the major damage.
Towers will begin to go back in Minority's favor. They're leveraging the speed. They don't quite think it's worth focusing that one down, though, and TH will rotate up. This is actually a worrying sign for me. Minority are winning the fights, but not taking advantage.
Right, they do have that gold lead, though, so maybe they can make something happen of it.
January in trouble, will survive. That's 80's hero for the Eagle Eye. TH will come in. Nani commits to the fight, but will back off as they're unable to make the connections happen. In the meantime, Basic tries a flank, and again, it's maybe Gods to shut him down.
As this game continues and both teams have more damage, it's going to be on a knife's edge. Any landing of an ability will mean death.
These team fights will be some of the quickest.
Yes, very much so. 80's hero does pick up Death Sickle, which means he will be able to stay alive. Look for his next item to be the Bolt of Slaughter to use that potential revive so he can heal right back up to full health.
The Death Sickle gives you an extra burst of life, rather similar to the Dark Blessing if you're low on HP.
And it leaves you, it makes it so that you're invulnerable for that 1 second when you receive that death blow, that potential death blow.
A very good pickup on the squishier marksman that Minority are relying on to be their back line.
Especially against MTS. That is a huge item against MTS and his burst.
Nani and the rest of Minority do have wave in mid. I'm still criticizing and critiquing their rather slow push under tower, though. Maybe Gods is level 15.
They are farming very quickly on both sides here. Not just maybe Gods, but on the side of Basic, he is 14 as well. But like you mentioned, they're trying to make this happen mid when they should really be split pushing here.
He's built full Self Reaver as well. No half committal with Mr. Stabby for this Valor.
Yeah, absolutely wants
Top
to get
lane.
the stacks.
J5 will go through. The tower's gone. They don't quite have the slow to get anything else from it. But the pressure's there. Basic in the meantime will try a split push, but January's here to sweep up the wave. If he can clear it quick enough, that's not going to be a tower down. Maybe Gods will be knocked low. The Dark Blessing keeps him alive.
And we talk about the team fights going to be over in an instant, but also the towers will be gone in an instant as well if any team wins a team fight.
Yes, one dominant team fight may decide this game at this point.
So much damage coming from all three of the marksmen in this game. That could decide it, obviously.
A full 5, especially for Minority. A full 5-man wipe may decide the game. Triumph pinned down. Will be saved by the Angelic Splitter and a Hurricane Wall. A dominant trade, though, for Minority, getting those two ults out. That means they can now feel a little bit more comfortable pressing into the tower, and they do. Nani will lead the way. This tower is gone.
And the distraction coming out in front allows for the marksman in back to take down the tower. Now it's not the heroes going down, it's the towers this time.
They want to keep pressing up towards the top side. January will be pushing out, but J5 is the first to fall. MTS will get him. Does not survive the experience. Hoon down as well. This could be devastating. As J5 dies elsewhere, it's 2 picks over to Minority in the main fight. TH is down as well. January does hold strong. Stalling out Basic. 80s has a double kill and possibly the high ground tower. This could be everything. As Triumph tries to stall up, he almost clears the wave. Basic survives, but it's not enough. The wave has reached the core, and BMGaming are down 1 game against Minority.
We said it over and over again. This could be over in a flash, and that is not a pun because these team fights will just be lightning quick, and then after that, the towers will go down in response. And that was Minority just bringing it to BMGaming.